Bennett Springs State Fish Hatchery is located inside beautiful Bennett Springs State Park. The hatchery is run by the Missouri Department of Conservation. Let's take a look around. The production area of Bennett Spring Hatchery is comprised of over 40 concrete outside raceways where the fish are raised. The water flows through the system and gradually passes through all the raceways as it makes its way back to the spring branch. The raceways provide enough space for the hatchery to raise over 350,000 12.5-inch rainbow trout for stocking in Bennett Springs State Park and other areas of the state. Although there are a lot of fish that can be held in the hatchery, sometimes over 1 million at one time, all of the fish begin their life inside the hatchery production building. So let's take a look inside. Inside the building, you'll notice a vast array of different sizes of holding tanks. It is here where the fish will spend the first 4 to 6 months of their life, from the time they are hatched out of their eggs up until they are about 3 to 4 inches long. So where do those eggs come from? Let's talk about that. Although the state of Missouri has no native trout species, we are home to 2 different species of trout. The German brown trout, located in the top of this picture, is from Eastern Europe, and the rainbow trout, located in the bottom of this picture, is from the western coast of North America. Both of these species of trout have made Missouri their home because they thrive in our cool, clear springs throughout the Ozarks. However, if it were not for our 4 cold water hatcheries throughout the state, these fish would not be able to sustain their populations in our waterways. So at Bennett Spring Fish Hatchery, we keep both rainbow trout male and female broodstock on hand to provide eggs for our spawning practices. Spawning activities take place each fall during the months of September through December. Each female will give us about 1,000 eggs per pound of body weight, and so from the average female, we can expect about 3,000 eggs. Eggs are collected by a process called air spawning, in which a needle is injected into the abdomen of a female fish, and air is gently compressed into the cavity, and as the eggs are ready, they will be expressed out into a pan. The eggs are collected and held for a short time while the male fish are worked up. The male fish are worked in the same manner, and milt is collected from them. As hatchery personnel complete the spawning process, so begins the life of the trout. The fertile eggs are then put into egg incubation trays to further grow before they hatch. A constant flow of water boils up through the screen and around the tray as it passes from tray to tray. This allows us to utilize a small amount of water to incubate a large amount of eggs. Eggs continue to grow, and at about 10 days form a nice spot, and at 21 to 23 days begin to hatch. As you can see, shortly after hatching, the small fry are only about 1 inch long and have a nice orange to yellow yolk sac attached to their abdomen. This will eventually become their digestive system. However, for the first 10 days of their life after hatching, this is where they get all their nutrition from. For the next 10 to 14 days, the sac fry will scurry along the bottom of the tank as they continue to get stronger and stronger, and their yolk sac will eventually absorb into their body. At this point in their life, it is very critical for hatchery workers to take great care of them, as these small fry don't have much of an immune system and are very susceptible to getting sick from the environment if it is not kept very clean and healthy for them. To provide the best conditions for our fish, we provide oxygen as well as cool, clean water for the fish to grow in. Keeping their tanks clean and keeping them spaced out evenly is critical to maintaining a good growth in your fish. The fingerling trout rely on hatchery personnel for every need that they have. Throughout the day, on the hour, hatchery personnel feed the small trout in order to sustain them. The feed that they get is a mixture of ground up fish and other nutrients and minerals provided in a pellet. But as the fish are small, it must be of this equal size to their mouth. Otherwise, they can't eat it. So, we use small tools, collect the feed, and administer it to the fish. And as you can see, they will pick at it, and slowly but surely they will eat it and get the nutrition they need to grow. In order to raise enough fish to meet all of our stocking commitments and production goals, it takes a lot of fish. Therefore, not only do we have one raceway going at once, we have many raceways going at once. And this helps us to raise the fish we need. It also takes a small army to be able to take care of this many fish. So, the hatchery runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and has 9 staff members that take care of the fish throughout the day. We can't be there all the time, so sometimes we rely on technology such as automatic feeders to feed the fish for us when we can't be there. Slowly but surely, the fish will continue to grow and use up all the available space we have inside. Now it's time to move them outside. This usually happens at around 4 inches in length. Once they go outside, they're on their own to fend off any predators that they may encounter. Raceways of varying size help to stage our production and make sure that it is being grown in optimal conditions. Shorter, narrower raceways for smaller fish, and as the fish grow, they progress into wider or longer raceways that provide more space for growth. Good care from hatchery personnel and 3 feedings per day ensure that within 18 months, these rainbow trout are ready to be stocked throughout waterways of the state of Missouri. So at 12.5 inches in length, these rainbow trout say goodbye to the hatchery and off to the river they go. So you might ask yourself, why would we go to all this trouble to raise these fish? Well, it's for the anglers. People come from far and wide to try their luck at catching a trophy, or a lunker as they like to call them. Thanks for taking this tour with us.